Okay, so what I'm just gonna show a couple of things in Photoshop for the pattern and well, it's for the pattern class, pattern packaging. And we were discussing, putting our images that we're creating onto an actual box of some sort. And I did give short demos of that, of what I would choose to do versus, different techniques. There's multiple different ways to do anything in any of these programs, of course. I have Illustrator open apparently. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let me go back to Photoshop. So I was just trying to move that up and I accidentally clicked Illustrator. I had this image here that I was using from one of my other classes. It did have people in here. We decided compositionally it was better. Well, we felt like it was more peaceful without the people there. But anyway, if you go back, you'll see the people were, no, that's not where they were. They're initially, let me see, they're initially right there. Kind of liked it without them. I don't know. So anyway, I'm still gonna take them out, leave them out for now. And it's not, done real well. I used the patch tool. So I essentially used source and destination up here. I had my people right here. For instance, I clicked around it, drew, a lasso, move this over to an area to make them disappear and have it blend in perfectly. And the same thing over here. All right, so I want to pretend that I'm going to want this image on my my package that I'm going to use to say that, hey, listen, I didn't actually print it out full size or whatever it is. So I want to wrap this around an image using warp tools and things like that. So I'm going to click here on layers, and right now my image is flattened, but maybe yours wasn't. Maybe yours was not flattened. So let me just use any kind of font here. We got chalkboard. Is that chalkboard? Might be. I don't even know what I'm using. All right, so I'm going to use this text right here. I'm going to put it over here. It doesn't go with the image at all, but we're just, we need something, right? So I'm going to double click here on the side, not on the actual word. All right. And it brings up my layer styles, and I'm going to do bevel and emboss. Right now it says inner bevel, smooth up. I'm going to hit down, and I'm going to hit, this might be pillow emboss. Let me take a look. It might be a little harsh, pillow emboss. Depth may be a little too much. And it's got a shadow on it I'm not in love with right here. I don't really like the shadow happening over there. Let me see if I do up. Let's see what happens. No, I don't really like that either. Okay, we'll go back to this. That's way too hard. Now we'll go back to smooth. I'm just playing around here, so I want to see, what it is that, I really like with this. Right now, this is someone else's image. Like I said, I didn't make this image, so I can play around with the lighting right here. Okay. And I can play around with, if I zoom in, let me hit OK first. I'm going to zoom way in so you see what's happening here. And I'm going to double click this back, and I'm going to click on bevel and emboss. And I could change the gloss contour in the highlight mode. I could change the highlight to be a different color even. If I choose this contour, it's a contour inside of it. So it's like, instead of just going smoothly in, you'll have a little lumpy, you'll see. Let's see. It's kind of a harsh shadow. It's a huge size. Let me change it so it's not so harsh so you can see it better. And this is more of a curve in. Okay, so I also clicked on this area here where it says gloss contour. Besides just being able to select down here, okay, you can actually click on this actual image, and it brings you this right here where you can manipulate this further, which I don't believe a lot of you probably knew about. Okay, so this is the rounded steps, and I could play around and pull on these, manipulate them, delete some if I don't want them. Like right now I'm selected on that one, I could hit delete, and it's going to change the effects that are happening within my my letters. Okay. If you like it, you hit OK. If it's something you want to save for future use, You see it jumps in and then out, and then like it's got a whole bunch of weird contours happening here. This goes down, up, down, little curve in here, and you'll see that kind of happening in the actual letter itself. Then you can choose back to where's linear cone, and I could choose the cone so it's different. I can add points by just pulling on it. I don't know. I'm just playing around just to show you that this exists. All right, and I want to hit OK if I like it. I don't really like it, but it's interesting, and I might like it for something. This would probably not be it, but yeah. Anyway, you can change the color of the lighting, but I think that you guys know that. All right, and then you have a stroke texture here with texture. We could put a texture in. These are custom textures or ones that I made myself because I have images that I had in here that I could use to put on top of this. Well, I didn't make them for that, but yes, I could. Or I could choose something that's already there, like water, ice. I could do it so yeah, I guess we can go with that. You know, then we can choose something like a stroke around it if we want to. And I'm going to make mine kind of like a light blue, greenish blue maybe. Maybe I'll pick it out of the clouds. Let's pick it out of the clouds with the eyedropper. All right. So you know, if I like it, I want you to need a little bit more brightness. I guess it needs to be whiter. Hit OK. If you like it, hit OK. You can play around with all these different options in here, but I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to pretend like I have all my layers for my image that I wanted, you know? And so I'm going to drop this down so it's flattened, not onto my background though, okay? So just these two. So I'm going to hold Shift key and I'm going to make sure they're all in the same layer. So this way when I go to warp it onto my mug, it works, you know, works good. So I'm going to hit merge layers, not merge visible because my background's visible, so automatically merge. And I'm not going to flatten it, so it'll flatten it all the way to the bottom background layer. I'm just going to hit merge layers. All right, and I'm going to bring my mug in. I have I don't think I picked one out. You know what? I bet you I didn't. Yeah, I'm kind of considering that. Oh, I didn't do it. All right, so let me go back to nope, wrong college. All right, one of these boxes. So I'm going to do a mug. So I'm going to go over to cup. Maybe I want to wrap around one of these mugs. Now there's a bunch of websites out there that you can either pay to use or you just drag your stuff in there and see how it looks and automatically does it for you. And you know, Photoshop's got some features in which you can add stuff to packages even, but you know, we're trying to show you the way to do it, that in case you ever need to do this, you know, without those special programs. And you know how to warp it and make it look like, you know, it's natural. So let's take a look. Maybe I'll do the perfume bot. I don't know. My cat's about to jump up. He's probably see ears by now, or tail or something. Anyway, maybe I'll go with the box for this one. All right, so here's my cat. Get over here, cat. All right, so let me put her back down there. I want black. I don't know. We could do that with wraps around the box. You can even do it where you have a pattern on the inside of the box. Let's go with black. That's different, right? So I'm just gonna, I just Googled like blank perfume boxes, you know? I'm gonna control click this. No, stop. So unfortunately it's got feature in which I can enlarge it that works if I want to zoom in, but it's not working so good this way. So I'm gonna steal it this way. Okay. Back to Photoshop. All right, so I'm gonna do my object selection tool right here. So object selection, because I think it will work fairly decent on this. Let's see it. It looks great. All right, so I'm gonna go to select and no, you know, I could just go to edit and copy. I was gonna just delete the background, but I could just go to edit and copy and paste it on this board here. So I'm gonna do that. All right, and then I'm gonna take my image that I already flattened, make sure it's in the foreground. All right, and I'm gonna take this guy, I'm gonna hit Command T to transform it to something smaller. I am gonna want, oh, what did I do? Oh no. All right, so what happened is, I guess it's not, last time I used Command T, my layers were no longer locked. So I'm gonna lock them right here. The width and height locked. So this way it stays proportionate. And I'm gonna put it over here. Probably gonna have to end up splitting this image if I wanted like half on one side, half on the other. Or maybe I just want it on this side and I want it to wrap around on the other side. I'm not sure exactly what I want to happen here. This one's actually relatively easy to do. And you can even select all these little things and change the colors. So this is a nice box to use, but we'll just, you know, pretend that I want to put the word ice on this side and that part on that side. So I think in this instance, what I would do is I would break this image in half. So being that my box is a rectangle, is a square, and my image is rectangular, I want two squares. So I'll have to change my image where that will actually work, where it's actually two squares first. I'm gonna have to make it taller, I think. All right, let's see it. All right. So I'm going to try to make this as square as I can. I'm gonna just about, it's a little more than 2 inches. So we'll just make it easy. We'll make it 2 inches. And then it's 2 inches by, unfortunately it's only one and, let's make that's huge. I have to make it 2 by 2. I want to stretch it. I don't want to stretch it, but in order to make it, you know, rectangle, or you know what, maybe I could do is I could make a, yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. I'll put a border around it, okay? So what we'll do is we'll draw, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go to select transform selection. And I'm gonna move this up a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a different color to it. As though this is completely intentional, you know? So we'll do that, add a little layer to the back of it, drag that down. I could clone some of these clouds or something, I'm not really sure yet. And I'll leave some of it black maybe. Okay. So let's see, we have a clone stamp tool right here. It's on a fuzzier one, that's good. Size, I'm gonna go up, no, I think it's a decent size, we'll go with that. Alt Option key, click, and then go ahead and paint. So I have to go back to the ice layer, hit Alt Option key, click, and then go back to my layer 2 in order to, you know, clone some of this into, so this way I'm working with a square. I don't want the word ice there, but I'm gonna remove that anyway, because I'm gonna help myself with the patch tool here. And oops, I don't mean to do that. All right, so I'm gonna do the patch tool after I'm done. I'm gonna blend this better, and the same thing down here. I'm gonna put some sand down there. I'm gonna do the opposite, so make sure I'm the right layer first. It's always helpful, you know, being in the right layer. Go back to layer 2. This will actually fit on one side of the box instead of wrapping around. All right, so I'm gonna go to select deselect, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blend this better by using good old patch tool. Right now it's on source. Let's see what we have here. I have to merge these two. All right, let me hold the shift key, select them both, merge these two down. And I'm gonna select, this area here. Ooh, that's not what I want. Okay, I want to select that area in here. Move it all just subtly, not too much, downward. Trying to make it blend a little, and make it look a little bit more natural. All right, and the same thing down here we're gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna select this, click and drag around it, and then bring it up into the sound area to, blend it a little bit. And mess that up right there, need to. All right, so this would be on the side of my box, either one of them. Maybe I duplicate it all the way around. Maybe I have another whole scene on the other side, but I need to start, because I wanted a rectangle. I want it to fit right. I could have elongated it. This will work. It's fun. It'll be a little bit of black in the background. Maybe I'll smear it on better or something. I don't know. Say if I want to put it on this side over here. All right, I go up to edit, transform, and you can do perspective. And then eventually you're gonna have to do warp. This is not really gonna work. I'm gonna have to use skew. Looks like I have to use skew. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna go to edit, undo, and I'm gonna do skew. All right, so I'm gonna go to edit, first transform, skew. So I have skew happening here. And I'm going to drag that down in a second. This is going to fight with me. Stop fighting with me. All right, I'm getting there. Let me try to make it not fight with me. And I'm going to drag that back up in a second. So skew is working pretty good. And it's my other cat because it's dinner time. All right. So once I have a leg, I hit return, and skew worked better for me than perspective did. And it looks like it, could be on, on there. I'd go in and blend it and stuff, however I want it to. I'm not sure how I want this box to look. I'm kind of playing around, giving you ideas. I have a weird blending brush apparently. I don't know what I was doing. Well, that's crazy. All right, so not sure what I was doing there. Yeah, I don't even know why I would have that out. Interesting. And the same thing down here. Maybe I didn't want those words. I don't know. I'm just playing around with it. Playing around with the colors. Maybe I could take those colors out now because maybe I just don't really like them there. Maybe I want a black stripe all the way around. And that's an option too. If you want, you can even put like some sort of gold in here, like a little gold band of some sort. So there's a tool that you could use. I'm going to use a pen tool real quick. And I'm going to click like right here. And things are supposed to get a little bit smaller as I go back into space. So I'm going to make sure that happens. So I'm going to make this bigger up from the foreground. Go right here. That's the perspectives off because see how this doesn't taper to the same thing. So I can easily fix that using this tool right here, direct selection path. And I select just this one dot until it meets, until it looks like it belongs with this box, which it's not. And then this one I'm gonna have to go up also. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is a black arrow path selection tool. I'm going to turn that path into, first I'm going to do new layer. These are just options for you. You can just go around the entire box. It's probably easier if you do it in one shot. So I am gonna put another one on this side, but just give me a second here. So I made a new layer for this. This is gonna be, maybe, should we do silver or gold? Let's just put metallic. All right, so on this side, because you're not gonna be able to print in metallic. So even if you print your box out and you put it together and you bring it into Photoshop, you might want metallic writing. I mean, you might have to come up with a way to paint it so it looks metallic, right? So that's what I was thinking, you know, when I was going about this. I'm going to draw another one over here. It's a little bit smaller on that side, you know. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to work on here is turning these into a selection. So I have nice clean lines, okay? So I'm going to go to Window, Finder, where is it? I lost it. Paths, there we go. Right here is a selection tool. I turn this one into a selection, and then I can always select the other one also and, you know, turn that one into a selection too. All right, I'm going to start with this one. So the other one, get over here, select the other one, and I could try to turn that one into one at the same time. There's a little gap here happening that I'll probably have to clean up later. I could do that now if I want, selecting it. But I have to remember that there's a lot of light happening here. So there's multiple different ways you could do this, right? I'm just going to dump like, oh, did I want silver? Yeah, I forget what I said. All right, we're going to go with a goldish. All right. And I'm going to just dump it here solidly on different layer. The perspective is definitely off right there, but you know, we're just playing around here. I'm going to go to where it says normal. And you can do something like this where it's got this metallic sheen to it where it's overlay, right? Because you still see the light from the original, you know, photo, except on the one on the left, we'd have to work with that. But the one on the right's like perfect. You have soft light. And which once you have that on, that can act as one of the layers in order to create, you know, what it is that you want to, if you want a little metallic sheen to it of some sort. So you don't have to stick with just that. We'll do multiple different techniques in the same thing. This one's really nice too, except for the purple on the left because it's different. So these are just options for you. Let me go back. What did I like better? This was nice. This is overlay, right? And I could always take overlay and I could copy that again. And this is the top layer, which I could delete some of this because I really like the way some of this looked. And I can change, I don't have to have overlay on this. So I could just go back to normal or dissolve, something like that. Probably normal is probably good for now. And I can erase some areas here to bring some of that back on my eraser tool. Use something very soft, change opacity so it's not a harsh erase, and erase some of it. And then I go back in and, you know, add some highlights and such. Here I'm not going to do too much because I didn't really like the way that looked, right? So then I could go and, you know, put another layer on top, erase a little bit more in bits, or I could just merge these two together. Like go hold the shift key, merge these two together. So many different techniques that you can use, right? So merge these two together. Oops, I can't because of the overlay. Guess you cannot do that. All right, the overlay is not allowed to merge because if I merge that, then it gets flat. I should have known better, right? So, how can we merge that to? If we do it as a blending layer style, If we do a gradient or something on it too. I'm doing like a satin. No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of highlights on it in a second. So just give me a second here. We even do a gradient overlay. There's so many different things you do. I don't really like that one color overlay. That's pretty much what I was doing by making a new layer and deleting some of it out. So many answers to this. And then I can go ahead and I can put in some really bright highlights. So I'm gonna do that on top. Just give me a second to go back and do that. Just paint them on. You know, I had the wrong brush selected when I did that. Happens. So I had to go back and do this. Brush tool. Make sure it's soft. Actually, I want more wispier. Like so, maybe. And then go ahead and, you know, paint a different opacity level on it. You know, some sheen area in here. Skipped over it. Click and drag real quick. Might be too much, so I have to go back and forth with it. Maybe a different, maybe it needs to be even less opacity. And you can always put, if you want, like speckles that are, you know, something like this, that are not controlled as much. You always put them out too. Maybe that's a little much, you know. So it's possible you could change opacity on those. And you can actually put a whole pattern in the box if you want. Because that's, you can use more than one pattern on the box, right? So you can actually add the pattern on the interior of this if you want. And this is not so bad so far. I mean, the speckles are a little weird. It's not so metallic like on this side. There's too much of a drop shadow there. So I'd probably go back and maybe I'll take out the overlay. I don't know. Let's see what overlay does about it. Too dark. I don't know. I kind of like without overlay. Maybe we could do it without overlay. Overlay allows a little bit of natural box texture to show through, but we don't need it. So that's something that we can actually work with here a little bit. And again, I could fix this ribbon if I wanted to. I'm just trying to give you ideas that you can use to, you know, if you don't have, you know, the box, even if you have the box printed out and you take a picture of it, eventually you're going to have to do to enhance it, because once we did want metallic and, you know, you know, wherever you're sending it might not print metallic. So take a picture of it and you add the metallic after the fact. So that's just options for you. All right, Illustrator. I wanted to show you this real quick. New. Create. Doesn't matter what size it is. Come on, open up. This is kind of neat. So I'm going to go to, I'll put text here. Random words, completely random words, okay? And I'm going to do more than one set. Yeah, I know, I'm creative, right? Happens. All right, so I want to go in here. We have our perspective something. Are we on a set? No, I'm on my Jill's favorite. I don't know why that keeps going. We need to get rid of that. I'm going to go to essentials. And in essentials, I have my perspective tool. I'll make it a little bit larger, and I'm going to put a box here, right? I'm going to draw a box. Whatever's selected up in this window up here, see how this little things here? If I select this wall, it's what's selected, that wall is selected, or that wall is selected at the bottom. I can, wait. So that's doing the bottom, see? I don't want that. So I'm going to select the left for now. Select the left. Why isn't it selecting it? Now it's not gonna cooperate. Played around too much, it doesn't like me now. Okay, so let me try to click that again. Now it wants to like off the bottom. Oh no, I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, well, whatever. We had to select it after. Okay, I have to be on my box. That's the problem. Okay, left. All right, so when I draw my box, it's going to be on this side of the perspective because I had to click that wall up there. It said left. Then if I want to make my text go into perspective, which is kind of neat, right? You hit perspective selection tool, and you pick up your text. And your text goes into that perspective. Now, right now my text is black, so it's a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the text prior to me doing that, okay? So I'm going to select it, get over here. Why is it giving me a hard time? All right. We're going to make white. Okay, can't see it. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my perspective. Where did it go? There it is. Perspective selection tool. I'm going to bring it over here, and it should be real nice, right? Look at that. It's cool. All right, so let's find it in my layers because I think that this needs to be on top. There we go. And now you guys like it, right? Now this one, I'm gonna choose a different part of my box, this part of my box, and I'm gonna select my perspective selection tool on the perfume smells and bring that over here. How cool is that? All right, so then I'm gonna go back up to view to get rid of this nonsense. So where's perspective grid? I am going to hit hide grid. Hide grid. Cool, right? So I wanted to show you guys that too. So that was over here in the perspective grid tool. Oh no, it's back. All right, and this is how you select the side walls in the bottom. And you can manipulate these things even further. You could put one of the walls in the back. All I do is grab the bottom here and I could turn it into a room. So I could bring this one over here. Oh boy, now I'm gonna get myself in trouble. All right, so now I have like an interior room. I don't know if you guys could check that out. You could kind of imagine it. So if I had another thing of text, we're just gonna call it more text. Because I'm whispering as though you guys aren't the ones I'm talking to. I'm losing it. It's all good. All right, so I'm gonna make sure I select the bottom. Oh, can't do that right now because I have to make sure my text selection. All right, so I'm gonna be on the text tool. I'm gonna select, it won't let me select the, I don't want that. All right, get out of here. All right, I'm gonna put my stuff on the bottom. So I'm going to select the bottom. I'm on the square tool, select the bottom. All right, and then I'm gonna go over to perspective selection and move this guy over here. How cool is this? I mean, this is like in the middle of the room. Nice, right? Show active plane window. We're just gonna hit OK. Let's go with that. And then I'm gonna go up to window. I lost it. No, view, not window. That's why I can't find it. That's exactly why I can't find it. All right, hide grid. Neat, right? All right, so you guys are gonna be using this all the time. Not for this assignment probably, but you never know, you might be. All right, so that's it. I want you to try some of this out. Some scraps of whatever I just did. Be good.